Today, I'm going to recap a 2017 action fantasy film called The Guardians. During the era of the Cold War, the USR establishes an initiative known as Patriot. They select individuals from various ethnicities within the Union and conducted experiments on them to forge a group of superheroes. This team's purpose was to shield the homeland from all dangers, even those of a supernatural nature. Unexpectedly, an unexplained blast wiped out the experimental laboratory. Subsequently, the superheroes and the scientists responsible for their creation vanished without a trace. Fast forward to the present, the Russian military is unveiling robots equipped with advanced AI, eliminating the need for human combatants. Initially, the presentation proceeds smoothly, but abruptly the robots rebel, assaulting their own military vehicles and aircraft. The human personnel stand no chance against these machines. After destroying all equipment, the robots launch an assault on the building housing the military's top brass and engineers, sparing no one. As the dust settles, the mastermind is revealed to be Dr. Kuratov, one of the key figures from the Patriot Initiative years prior. Having acquired superhuman abilities himself, he can now harness electricity and manipulate machinery, leading him to commandeer the rogue robots. Subsequently, the Defense Ministry convenes to address this crisis, and the past's mysteries come to light. Back in 1940, Kuratov oversaw the cutting-edge technologies segment of the Patriot scheme. His fixation was on Module 1, a device engineered to commandeer any motorized transport. However, the endeavor failed, resulting in its termination. Kuratov grew envious of Victor, whose pioneering genetic experiments won acclaim. Fueled by jealousy, Kuratov illicitly appropriated Victor's studies to perform covert experiments, aiming to surpass him and gain renown. Numerous individuals suffered due to his clandestine activities. Although captured, Kuratov managed to escape, retreating to his genetic research facilities. When the military attempted to apprehend him at his lab, Kuratov triggered a vast detonation. Assumed dead, the chemicals from the blast had actually transformed him, turning him into the living embodiment of his coveted Module 1 project. The only way to counteract him now is to locate the superheroes he crafted. Meanwhile, Kuratov covertly infiltrates army depots to amass as many resources and vehicles as possible. Post-deliberation, the Defense Ministry resolves to reactivate the Patriot Initiative, placing Major Lorena at the helm. She introduces their superhero ensemble as the Guardians and instructs her team to probe into any supernatural tales, regardless of their source. Armed with sufficient leads, they embark on a quest to locate these heroes, with Armenia being their inaugural destination. In a secluded temple, Lur has isolated himself, attempting to forget his past. Upon Lorena's visit to discuss the Patriot Initiative, Lur demonstrates his stone-manipulating abilities in an intimidating manner. He's resentful towards the Patriot Project for utilizing and then discarding him. However, upon learning of Kuratov's survival and a chance at retribution, he reconsiders. The duo then heads to western Kazakhstan, encountering Khan deep in meditation amidst the desert. As agents converge upon him in armed transports, Khan employs his spectral powers, granting him rapid, unseen movement. Effortlessly, he dispatches the agents using his crescent blades, halting only at the sight of Lur. Persuaded by Lur, Khan agrees to join in the quest for vengeance. Venturing to northern Siberia, they discover Arsis residing in a forested cabin. Spotting the advancing troops, he metamorphoses into his ferocious form, repelling them with ease. Recognizing Lur and Khan, his aggression subsides. Eager for vengeance himself, Arsis joins the team. Their journey culminates in Moscow, where Xenia has ascended to stardom. She mesmerizes audiences by harnessing her powers to vanish underwater during her aquatic performances. After a particular show, she's startled by Khan's presence in her dressing area, leading to a fierce confrontation. Employing his spectral abilities, Khan evades her, urging her to recall their shared past. Undeterred, Xenia engages Lur, a futile endeavor given he had trained her. Intervening, Arsis enlightens her about their shared unique status, ageless super beings. He suggests uniting to unearth the origins of their conditions. Concurrently, Kuratov completes the assembly of his cloned forces to further his agenda. Regrouping at Patriot's base, Xenia recounts her fragmented past. Her earliest recollection dates to 1978, upon being discovered near Sevastopol. With no memory and identifiable solely by an inscribed ring, she was informed that her memories might resurface. Yet, they remained elusive. Recognizing her unchanging appearance over time, she opted to lead a nomadic life. Among her abilities are water invisibility, heat-resistant epidermis, and temperature regulation. Just then, Lorina's unit pinpoints Kuratov's location in a scrapyard, functioning as his operational hub. Recognizing the urgency, the team prepares to strike before they're detected. Arriving on site, Xenia is elated by the rain, enabling her invisibility. However, they soon realize their communications are compromised, cutting them off from their base. The squad devises a plan to attack from varied positions, with Xenia confidently strolling into the area. Much to her dismay, the guards are equipped with specialized goggles capable of detecting her body heat. They swiftly incapacitate her using specialized freezing weapons. Arsis and Khan unleash their powers, trying to subdue as many adversaries as possible, but they're met with preparedness. Khan gets struck by a dart, rendering him motionless, while Arsis becomes ensnared in a robust net. Within the premises, Lur orchestrates a minor tremor, subsequently armoring himself with rock. After neutralizing surrounding guards, he's confronted by Kuratov. Lur's rock-based defenses prove futile against Kuratov, who subdues and critically injures him. Shortly after, Kuratov detains Lur, Khan, and Arsis within an energy barrier. Confidently, he reveals he anticipated their moves, arming his guards with countermeasures. As the architect of their abilities, Kuratov had insight into their vulnerabilities. He offers them an alliance, granting them a day to contemplate, even as they assert their aversion to allying with him. Arsis's attempt to use a concealed blade is thwarted by the barrier. Subsequently, Kuratov mobilizes the pilfered tanks, instigating chaos across the city. News outlets report widespread disarray, highlighting a purloined space transmitter and the military's impotence. The revelation emerges that Kuratov collaborated with an insider within the army, granting him access to vital resources and protective soldiers. His grand scheme, the Module 2 project, aims to connect the stolen transmitter to the Ostankino and Federation towers. This will enable him to commandeer a Russian satellite, thereby gaining dominion over all global satellites and their connected tech. As Kuratov advances his plans, the military informant, expecting restraint, voices his concerns. Disregarding the pact, Kuratov dispatches him. In the midst of the pandemonium, Lorina manages to extricate the injured Lur, transporting him to the base. During recuperation, Lur shares a poignant vision of his daughter, reminiscent of cherished moment shared with her and his grandkids. The toll of timelessness weighed on Lur as he witnessed his offspring age, enduring the agony of seeing his daughter's life ebb away. Later, a surprise visitor arrives at the base, Victor, Kuratov's former lab associate, believed to be deceased. He elucidates his years of seclusion, emerging only upon witnessing Kuratov's malevolent acts, believing he could provide vital assistance. Victor promptly commences Lur's recuperation and provides Lorina with coordinates to Kuratov's concealed laboratory for the rescue mission. The team deftly infiltrates the facility, neutralizing the guards, and liberates the Guardians with a simple shot to the force field's control keypad. Overwhelmed by the ordeal, Khan, feeling demeaned, departs from the group. As Kuratov persists in his endeavors to rearrange the towers across the cityscape, Lorina engages Arsis in a heart-to-heart at the base. Arsis admits his long-standing concern for Xenia, whom he had been discreetly guarding. Encountering her again after their wartime escape, he realized she suffered from amnesia, prompting him to maintain his distance. His increasing anxiety also stems from his erratic transformations, fearing a permanent metamorphosis into the beast. Lorina assures him of their unwavering support and speculates that Victor might have a remedy. Meanwhile, in the covert laboratory, Victor delves into researching Kuratov's clones. His concentration is shattered by Kuratov's intrusion. Holding on to grudges from their experimental days, Kuratov berates Victor for perceived treachery, vowing to showcase his unparalleled intellect. He He then triggers the lab's trap mechanism, releasing lethal gas that claims Victor's life. Subsequent to this, Kuratov directs his attention to the space transmitter's integration with the towers, ensuring its activation. The commencement of this formidable device enables Patriot systems to decode and apprehend Kuratov's ambitions. A fleet of fighter jets is dispatched to neutralize the threat, but Kuratov repels them using automated army robots, resulting in widespread devastation. This calamity is observed by Khan from an elevated vantage point, where Larina approaches him. Khan unveils a personal torment, narrating his reverence for a brother whom he inadvertently slew post-gaining powers, consumed by an uncontrolled surge. Larina consoles him, emphasizing the city's dire need for his abilities. Once the Guardians reassemble, rejuvenated and ready, Larina unveils specialized suits and weaponry tailored to their unique capabilities. Arsus is endowed with an advanced cannon that aligns with his neural pathways, targeting adversaries based on his intensified aggression. As he teeters on the brink of a complete transformation, the cannon transitions to rapid-fire mode. Khan's upgraded suit shields him from a plethora of threats, ranging from bullets and sharp weapons to sedative darts. Integrated into its spine is a durable harpoon coupled with a sturdy rope. Lur's suit is designed to offer him continuous access to rocks and incorporates a unique whip that channels his telekinetic control of rocks into electromagnetic pulses. For Xenia, the suit bestows the ability to cloak herself and anything she touches into invisibility at will. As the team starts their training with these advancements, initial missteps give way to mastery through persistent practice, gearing them up for the impending showdown. Kuratov is on the verge of activating the towers to emit the pivotal signal, leaving Guardians a mere hour to intervene. The strategy involves neutralizing the tower's protective shield, followed by a swift exit to evade the impending missile onslaught targeting the entire Moscow city complex. Navigating through subway tunnels, Lur effortlessly neutralizes Kuratov's guards with his innovative whip. Meanwhile, Arsus and Xenia confront street guards, but the skirmish intensifies with reinforcements. Xenia seeks concealment, while Arsus embraces his beastly form, culminating the combat with ease. Subsequently, the duo converges with Lur in a shopping complex, where Arsus's colossal form poses an elevator challenge. Elsewhere, Khan attempts to near the tower via an aircraft, contending with AI-driven counterattacks, while struggling to position the aircraft for a strategic leap. Reaching the mall's rooftop, Arsus, Lur, and Xenia initiate their ascent on one of the iron supports anchoring Kuratov's tower. Adversaries retaliate from an adjacent support, destabilizing Arsus. As Lur harnesses his whip defensively, Khan takes a daring plunge, utilizing a grappling line to bridge the distance and sabotage the adversary's support. Simultaneously, in Kuratov's lab, Larina encounters a fading Victor, who reveals a startling discovery. The Guardians harbor the potential to amalgamate their powers, amplifying their potency. Kuratov had incapacitated Lur, apprehending that such augmented powers could potentially cleave the Earth. However, mastering this energy transference poses mortal risks. Upon infiltrating the tower, the Guardians overpower a few guards and locate the vital generator. Amidst their deliberations, Xenia impulsively seizes the generator, channeling her body temperature to cause a short circuit. The painful act deactivates the tower's protective barrier, with Arsus intervening in the nick of time to save Xenia from plummeting. As the military gears up for an aerial strike, Larina pleads for a brief respite, advocating for the Guardians to settle scores personally. The Guardians ascend to the tower's pinnacle to confront Kuratov, but the battle takes a grim turn. Kuratov harnesses his power to incapacitate Arsus' cannon and Lur's whip, overpowering Khan in the process. In a strategic move, Xenia evades Kuratov and touches Lur, rendering him invisible, which allows Lur to reclaim use of his whip. However, even as Khan endeavors to eliminate Kuratov with his sharp weapons, Kuratov's formidable strength releases a shockwave that repels them all. He then menacingly targets Xenia, pushing Arsus to abandon his cannon, fully transforming into his beastly avatar, irrespective of the impending danger. Yet Kuratov's might proves unmatched, felling Arsus with a single strike. The military, running out of patience, dispatches their arsenal to decimate the location. Observing an overhead aircraft, Pan tactically hooks his grappling line to it, subsequently linking the Guardians for an aerial evacuation. Kuratov perceives this and disrupts the plane's trajectory, compelling Khan to sever the line, dropping the Guardians into the river moments before the plane's catastrophic descent. When the military retaliates with missile firepower, Kuratov mocks them by detonating the projectiles mid-air, rendering them harmless. As he commences communication with an overhead satellite, Larina rendezvous with the soaked Guardians, sharing Victor's revelations. Determined, the Guardians channel their collective power into Lur, who unleashes a monumental energy blast, annihilating the tower and its neighboring edifices, sealing Kuratov's fate. Media outlets broadcast the city's salvation, but remain clueless about the origins of this perceived extremist assault, eagerly anticipating an explanatory press conference by the defense minister. Speculations attribute the military's classified weaponry as the day's savior. Restoration initiatives kick off promptly. Grateful, Larina extends her appreciation to the Guardians, who express their intention to retreat to their mundane existences. Particularly Xenia, now enlightened about her ring's origins, commits to returning only if cataclysmic threats arise. As a parting revelation, Larina discloses the discovery of more Guardians. Subsequently, in the quiet of the night, Larina, emerging from a van, confronts two men, coercing their confession of being emissaries of an entity named Ferrum, a revelation that fills her with trepidation.